Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Retro Cup. That's in the Great League here. And let's see what team we're running. We're running the Defense Deoxys here with the Lickitung and the Vigoroth in the back. So double normal in the back, protected by Psychic in the front. And let's see what we do with this matchup here. We're going to stay in, throw this Thunderbolt. This Thunderbolt does, 20, 15%, something like that. And we're going to be able to survive this next Sky Attack, so we decided to let it go. We're going to save some energy on that Deoxys, and then we're going to switch into the Lickitung. This Lickitung does get met with the Poliwrath. Poliwrath is doing super effective fast moves here. We're going to be able to get to this Body Slam. We do get a shield because we potentially could have thrown a Power Whip right there. And then it looks like our opponent ends up throwing a Icy Wind. So we do survive that Icy Wind, and we're going to be able to get to this Power Whip right here. Might as well, because we're going to only be able to get to one move. So that's well done by that Lickitung. We get a shield, and we get this low enough to where, okay, looks like our opponent is going to throw immediately. It's going to be the Icy Wind, but we needed the Vigoroth to kind of suck up damage anyways. So then we're going to immediately switch into our Deoxys to try to throw a move, but our opponent ends up coming straight in with their Altaria and taking us out with winning the CAP time. But also switching out, we do reset the debuff on this Vigoroth. We do get to this Body Slam to take out that Altaria. Ends up being a Frost Slice in the back. So we're going to go for this Rock Slide right here. Boom! Rock Slide does, roughly 60% right there. And we're hoping that our counters from this Vigoroth will be enough. We're going to shield, and we're going to be able to counter them down. So GG's to our opponent right there. Vigoroth coming in clutch with the new move, Rock Slide, and taking out the Altaria with the Body Slam. So next game here, we're going to see a classic Gligar matchup here. They're going to be able to get to a move first, so we're going to allow them to get that move first. We go for the one extra fast move, and then we're going to go for this Psycho Boost. After we get to two of them, we go for a Psycho Boost, and then we're going to dip. So we do catch a Aerial Ace here onto the Lickitung. Not bad. And then we're going to get met with the Poliwrath again. So the Poliwrath here, we're seeing a bunch, and we know that we're going to let this go. Ends up being the Icy Wind here. They go for the debuff instead of the potential Skull to take us out. And then looks like our opponent is going to be able to tank that next move here. We're going to come back in with the Defense Deoxys, I believe. Yep. And we're looking for the farm down at this point. We do get the farm down, so that's perfect. And then we have energy for another Psycho Boost and dip, perhaps. Let's see. We go for the Psycho Boost and dip, and we almost farm it down, but they switch out into the Shadow Ninetales. But our Vigoroth does have some energy advantage, so let's see if we can outpace them to these moves. We're going to go for this Body Slam here. We do get a shield. We're going to go for another Body Slam right here. At this point, this Ninetales is going to be their last chance to win, so they realize that we're going to be able to outpace them here, and we do get both of their shields down. So GG's to our opponent right there. Well done by us. Next game, let's see what we find. Like I said, this is an ABB team in the sense that we are double reach of fighters in the back, and then protected by this Deoxys here. So we got the Shadow Dragonair here. We know Shadow Dragonair does win the CAP, so we're going to overfarm. We're going to go for this Psycho Boost right here. Potential Psycho Boost and dip. Let's see what they end up doing. They do decide to shield, and then we're going to immediately switch out. We do get met with the Medicham here, so we know this matchup pretty well. We did have a little bit of energy advantage, so we just have to determine whether this is a Psychic or not. We decided to let it go because we're going to be able to get to another move here. This Body Slam here will take this Medicham pretty low, so they in fact just double shield at that point. We know that our Defense Deoxys has a move, and we're going to go for that Psycho Boost immediately. This is going to wipe out all their energy, and it was kind of a great situation for us because we know that they have some energy on it, and they invested 2 shields. So this is an easy shield right here against this Frost Blast. We do have 2 shields. They try to immediately switch out, and then we know that this is going to be an easy shield here. We're going to farm up until 100, and actually we're just going to farm up until we're going to farm down until they're out, and then we're going to be able to get to this Rock Slide here. This Rock Slide doesn't quite KO, but we already have enough energy for 2 Rock Slides for a back-to-back for the KO. So GG's to our opponent right there. Nice little team right here by the Vigoroth, getting a ton of energy advantage and actually clutching that end game right there. Okay, next game, let's see what we find. We know that we have Crustle. Okay, so this is kind of a bad matchup for this Deoxys if this Crustle is able to get that X-Scissor off, as we are only going to be able to do neutral damage for all of our moves here. So we do switch out after throwing the Psycho Boost. We do catch a X-Scissor, which is better on our Lickitung than the Deoxys, obviously. And our opponent ends up switching to the Dragalge. This Dragalge is going to be only taking neutral body slams right here. One body slam goes through, roughly 15 to 20% damage. We're going to be able to get to another body slam here before they get to a move. It does, in fact, get a shield, so that's great. And our opponent ends up deciding to farm down. So we know they have a decent amount of energy. We're going to come back in with our Deoxys. And we're going to allow this next one to go through, I believe. We do allow it to go through. Ends up being the Aqua Tail here. We're going to be able to throw this Psycho Boost here and make a decision. They decide to come back in with their Altaria. We have 2 shields on our Vigoroth. Can 2 shield Vigoroth beat the Altaria? Let's find out. They decided to throw a move first. We're deciding to charge up to 2 body slams. We throw the first body slam. Does a decent amount of damage here. Next, we're going to make sure we throw this body slam close to CAP, and our opponent ends up shielding this one. And it was a CAP, so we're going to have to shield here. We do get the Altaria low enough to where we could have thrown Rock Slide right there, but we actually wanted additional energy. Okay, our opponent ends up switching into their Crustle here. And then we're going to be able to throw this Psycho Boost. The Psycho Boost finally takes out the Crustle. And then we're going to try to get to a Psycho Boost. Unfortunately, we don't. And then we're going to race to a Body Slam right here. And we do get it, in fact, before this Altaria gets to their Sky Attack for the KO. And that is GG's. Woo! So, nice little team right there. Next game, let's see if we can end up on a really good note. We know that we haven't really been seeing a lot of fighters. Poliwrath has probably been the biggest problem for the team here. This is obviously a bad match. We're going to immediately switch out into the Lickitung. Lickitung does get met with the Altaria. This Altaria is going to have to tank a bunch of body slams here. So one body slam goes through. They decide to let it go. We know that they're going to be able to get to these Sky Attacks. We're going to shield here so that we can potentially flip this matchup, because we know that they have the option to shield here. If they do, we're going to have another one really, really close by. There you go. So we do get the shield, and then we're going to be able to throw another body slam right here. This body slam takes it into the yellow. And this next Sky Attack here, we should be able to survive. So we're going to let this go and potentially farm down. And that's how we're going to flip this match. And that's exactly what happens. Our opponent ends up coming in with the Lancer. We try to get to a Power Whip. Unfortunately, no Power Whip. So they get a huge farm down. And then we're going to come in with our Defense Deoxys here, because we know that they have the Kofa Grigus, I believe. So they come back in with the Kofa Grigus. We're going to throw a Psycho Boost and dip. This is a neutral damage here. And then we're going to come in with our Vigoroth. We are both resisting our fast moves here. They have the potential to throw this Dark Pulse. And we are going to have to potentially bait a Rock Slide. Let's see what we end up doing. We're going to have to shield this Dark Pulse to keep this Vigoroth fairly healthy. We're going to farm up, and then we're going to throw this Rock Slide. So we have 2 Rock Slides. We're going to potentially throw two Rock Slides. They decide to let it go, and then now we have energy for this Lantern. We'll throw this Power Whip, or sorry, we're going to throw this Body Slam right here. This Body Slam does do a good amount of damage if it can get through. Okay, that's good enough chip. We're going to try to get to another move. Unfortunately, we decide to switch out. We're going to tank a move. Okay, it ends up being the Surf, so they're trying to bait, and then we're going to race to a Psycho Boost right here. Psycho Boost has been used quite crazily in this match over here, and that does KO. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.